What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool analysis video, because today we will analyze why and how Liverpool can win the Premier League title this season. I'm really excited to bring you guys this analysis video where we will take a deep dive at how Liverpool are reshaping under Jurgen Klopp, how Jurgen Klopp are developing a Liverpool 2.0. This is the first time Jurgen Klopp has stayed beyond 7 seasons at the club, so this is uncharted territory for him, and I'm really excited because Liverpool started the season almost perfectly, and now more and more people are realizing this Liverpool team might be the real deal, but that of course remains to be seen. So I will give you plenty of reasons to be optimistic for the upcoming season, but first I have a special announcement to make. I have fallen on hard times lately and I have to ask for you guys financial support to continue making videos, and I created a Patreon where you get a lot of great rewards and benefits for supporting my work and me continuing to make these videos. I've been making videos for 12 years. It's my dream job and I don't want to stop. I want to continue. This is my passion. Football is my life. And we already have our first 2 Patreons that I want to shout out. The first one is Felipe Robles from Chile. Thank you so much for supporting my work. And the second one is my long-time friend from Canada, Louis Culhane. Thank you, Louis, from the bottom of my heart for supporting my work. If you want to get a shout out, then sign up for my Patreon, but you will also get early access to any upcoming videos that I can produce early, and also there will be a Discord server for patrons only, where you can discuss football transfers and football news with me, and of course you can get real life updates from me through my Patreon, where I will talk about my five-a-side football journey and real life updates. I just recently got married. I'm so happy with my wife. We got the wedding in the summer. Make sure to check my social media channels where I posted a short video about that. And also you will be able to see your name, a special thank you at the end of my videos with the Patreons listed at the end of the videos, so you can get a shout out if you want. Just join my Patreon and support my work. Thank you so much to everyone who supports me this way. Liverpool badly needed a remodel in the summer because the forward players were great even last season, but the midfield and the defense just didn't live up to expectations. The midfield was slow, lethargic, they didn't have energy, dynamism, they didn't have the work rate, they didn't have the legs anymore to keep up with the very fast-paced Premier League, the very physical Premier League. The midfield just could not get up the pitch to support the front line, and also they could not sometimes get back to support the defense, and it's different now. What we are more seeing is kind of back to the old style of heavy metal, high intensity football by Jurgen Klopp, but with also tactical tweaks, because now we have the inverted right back role played by Trent Alexander-Arnold perfectly, but recently Joe Gomez surprised a lot of people in that he can play that inverted right back role. Joe Gomez was absolutely brilliant against West Ham. He made so many good runs deep into the opposition half, and also McAllister right now is playing the holding midfield role, which is of course not his best position, but until Wataru Endo and Ryan Gravenberch get up to speed, McAllister is our best option. I think Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp is just waiting for Endo and Gravenberch to get accustomed to, of course, the new league, new country, new playing style, new everything basically, and they are inexperienced players when it comes to Premier League football. They don't know yet the exact tactical setup of Jurgen Klopp's team. McAllister has been at least playing in the Premier League. What is really surprising to many people, but not really that surprising to me as a fellow Hungarian, Dominik Szoboszlai took to the Premier League like a duck to water. He took to the Premier League like he has been playing in the Premier League for many years. And I mean, the midfield against West Ham was under 23 years old on average, with Szoboszlai 22, McAllister 24, and Curtis Jones I think think 21 as well. And this new team is far from perfect, but they are still unbeaten in the Premier League. And Nunez is now reborn and rejuvenated. Another reason why we can hope that Liverpool can win the Premier League title. Salah was always going to score 30 goals or something like that in all competitions. We can safely expect 20 goals a season from Salah. But I told you guys, if Nunez gets a second season like he got at Benfica, then we can expect 15 goals from Darwin Nunez in the Premier League as well. Which could mean 20-25 goals in all competitions if Liverpool go deep to the Europa League, the FA Cup, and hopefully in the League Cup as well. I'm not sure if Liverpool have the squad to properly attack the League Cup as well. But we will find out, because on Wednesday Liverpool play Leicester at Anfield, which is going to be a tough game. Leicester are top of the championship. They have won almost every game, but they are still a championship side. Liverpool should be more than good enough to beat them with a rotated team. I don't want Liverpool to go to every final of every competition, because it absolutely broke and exhausted Liverpool 2 seasons ago, where we were 1.5 games away from winning the quadruple, and we played 63 games, and next season we didn't recover properly from that. One of the reasons why Liverpool can win the title is Darwin Nunez doesn't get bothered by a miss. Last season, maybe when he missed a good chance, you saw his head slump, you saw his confidence drain. This season, he just shrugs his shoulders and he will say to himself, 10 minutes from now, I will get another chance and I will score that. And that's exactly the kind of mentality that a striker should have. Another chance will come, and Darwin Nunez scored his second chance. His first one was even probably easier to score against West Ham, but he didn't let that bother him. He just carried on playing, and then the second chance came. McAllister with a floated brilliant over the top through ball, and Darwin Nunez volleys it home. It was so good a goal that Liverpool uploaded a video with every angle of Darwin Nunez's volley against West Ham United. Absolutely glorious to see. And Darwin Nunez, Mr. Chaos as they call him among the Liverpool fans, he already won so many games for Liverpool. He won pretty much single-handedly the Newcastle game. He got 2 chances, he buried those chances, and with 10 men Liverpool got a famous victory, and I think that's really spurred Liverpool on. We never get phased when we go behind. Thankfully against West Ham we at least didn't go behind, but it was because of Alisson's heroics. Another reason why Liverpool can win the Premier League title: we have the best goalkeeper in the world, Alisson. We have the best attack in the world, Salah, Nunez, Luis Diaz. One of the best front threes that you can find at any team in any competition. And you have Diogo Jota and Cody Gakpo waiting in the wings to come on and to keep scoring goals as well. And if we get an injury in attack, before it was a tragedy because we only had Salah, Mane and Firmino, the backup players. I remember we had Shaqiri, Origi. They were good players, but they weren't on the level of the front three. You can't really argue that if Jota starts instead of Nunez, we would be a lot weaker, because no, Jota can score as many goals as Nunez. Maybe he offers different things on the football pitch, different skill set. He's not as physical, maybe not as fast, but he has such a great knack for being in the perfect place at the perfect time, and also he can score headers as good as anyone. And Gakpo again is brilliant, high pressing, fantastic, skillful, very fast player as well. So now Liverpool have a front five where if you swap anybody out of anybody with anybody, you don't get a drop off really, which is absolutely fabulous. And that is another reason why Liverpool can win the title. I still think defensively Liverpool are not as good as Man City, but now our midfield, our attack and our goalkeeping department is as good, if not better, than Man City. I think our attack is better than Man City's. I mean, if Haaland gets injured, then Man City will be screwed. It will be very interesting how they cope without Rodri, their best midfielder, I think, without Kevin De Bruyne. But defensively, you could argue Man City have better options. But of course, they spent £50 million on every defender that they have, pretty much. And having that mental toughness for not just Darwin Nunez, but for the whole team, really bodes well. One thing that you have to do if you want to win the title, you have to come through big tests. You have to come through games where you go 1-0 down, where the odds are stacked against you, like when we had, like, nobody expected Liverpool to win the game, when we were 1-0 down with 10 men, without Van Dijk. Even Liverpool fans were just, the maximum that we were hoping for was a draw. Nobody expected us to beat Newcastle away from home, which is one of the hardest games. I mean, Newcastle won 8-0 against Sheffield United yesterday, which is absolutely crazy, because I saw the Milan-Newcastle game when Newcastle were absolutely awful. They offered really no threat going forward. It just shows that Sheffield United maybe is not Premier League standard, but I still will give a chance to the newly promoted sides to prove their worth. And I predicted Darwin Nunez to have a great season, not just because he's a brilliant goal scorer who just had a rough patch in front of goal last season, but also because he has hit the woodwork, the post or the bar, 8 times since the start of last season. And also his XG, he is getting into goal scoring positions so often that once he calms down in front of goal, he will score bucket loads of goals. And already he is averaging 1 goal or 1 assist in every half of football, which is just mind-blowing to me, considering that, I mean, even Mo Salah is not averaging that. But of course, Darwin Nunez played a lot less minutes than Mo Salah, so you can't really compare their numbers. I always judge them by their minutes that they played. And Salah is still the talisman. The fact that Liverpool kept Salah against all the bids from Saudi Arabia is absolutely massive for Liverpool. And Liverpool have plenty of attacking options even without Salah, but the psychological impact Salah leaving would have left on Liverpool, everybody would have been drained of energy. The fan base, Jurgen Klopp, the whole team. To lose your best player to your talisman, the impact is a much more and a much bigger than just losing him on the pitch. So of course I won't be surprised if Salah gets bids for him in January or next summer, but I think Liverpool should hold off with entertaining any negotiations until next summer. Let's attack this title race with all we have. I said it even before the season began, that if Liverpool signed enough midfielders, then I can see Liverpool getting back into the title race, because our attack, as I said, is as good as anyone's. Our defense, of course, remains to be seen, but if Matip and Gomez can have a resurgence and a much better season than last season, Konate and Van Dijk always bring their A-level. My main question mark was how fit Konate will be for the whole season, and I think Jurgen Klopp rotating Konate is very smart so he doesn't get injured. The goalkeeper is, as I said, better than anyone. So these are the reasons why Liverpool can win the Premier League title. I'm not saying that they will win the Premier League title, because you never rule out Man City. They are just an absolute machine under Guardiola, with unlimited amounts of money, of course, but also with a very smart football strategy. From the football side of things, you have to give them credit, because the way they built their club up is really smart. But the sports washing I don't like. I don't want to get into that. That's a topic for another video. And I really hope that Liverpool will take the Europa League seriously, but I think even with our second team we can comfortably get first place in the group, and then hopefully we can get a little bit of rest and just concentrate on the Premier League. Another reason why Liverpool can win the Premier League: we can rotate in the Europa League, we can rotate in the League Cup, we can play our strongest 11 possible in the Premier League games. And that will be huge, and that will be an advantage on teams like Man City, Man United, Arsenal, who are playing Champions League and Premier League football, so they have to play their best 11 in the Champions League as well. And on the ball, Liverpool have now a midfield that is an absolute joy to watch. McAllister had 101 touches and Szoboszlai 103. And when it comes to their passing, they took their game to a whole other level. McAllister completed 83 of the 87 passes that he attempted, 95% pass accuracy. Szoboszlai 93% pass accuracy. He also attempted 87 passes, made 81 of them. And Curtis Jones with a 96% passing accuracy, 51 attempted passes and 49 made, because he was substituted pretty early. But these numbers aren't just safe sideways passes. Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones and McAllister pass forward as well a lot. For example, McAllister with the over-the-top through ball for Darwin Nunez, and he volleys it home. So that is a very risky long pass, and yet he made it. The three midfielders made a combined number of 8 tackles, and they were only dribbled past on 4 occasions. And Curtis Jones will be facing fierce competition from Ryan Gravenberch once he settles down and once he gets accustomed to exactly what kind of tactical requirements Jurgen Klopp will have for him. And we also have the Bajcetic and Thiago yet to return in the Premier League. Bajcetic already started in the Europa League, and Thiago is still working on his fitness. The good news is that Curtis Jones has grown in stature, and he was outstanding against West Ham. And rather than drop down the pecking order in this midfield rebuild, he's right at the heart of his boyhood club's midfield and the resurgence of Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp always gives chances to young players, but only when they are good enough, and Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones will be brilliant squad players for Liverpool this season, but they might become starting 11 players in 2 or 3 years if they keep developing. Curtis Jones has survived the rebuild to keep place in this Liverpool's 2.0, as Jurgen Klopp likes to call it, which is absolutely fantastic. And congratulations to Kostas Tsimikas, who signed a new contract until 2027. I think I feel very glad to be here to extend my contract. He said, I feel like all the sacrifices I did and other things, the work I put in, and that everything pays off. But this keeps me fully motivated for the rest. As I've said in many interviews, this team has many things to achieve altogether, and I wanted to be from the first minute a part of it. And I think Liverpool won't find a better backup left back than Tsimikas for the next 2 or 3 years. Even in the scenario when Liverpool maybe decide to sell Tsimikas, we protected his value with this contract, which I think is the right thing to do. And Tsimikas is more than good enough to be a regular starting left back for a club like Aston Villa, for example. So the fact that he wants to stay here and fight for his place is really good and well deserved. So congratulations, Kostas, and I want to see you lift many trophies for Liverpool. And remember, he will be always remembered for his winning penalty in either the FA Cup or the League Cup final. I can't remember exactly, but he scored the winning penalty in one of the penalty shootouts against Chelsea 2 seasons ago, and his crazy celebrations, we'd always remember that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.